The FTC reportedly plans to file a lawsuit against a major corporate landlord, Greystar. That company operates thousands of apartment complexes across the Charlotte and the Carolinas. And Wall Street Journal reports the company is being accused of deceptive pricing. Greystar says it works to improve transparency with renters. Settlement could reportedly be reached between the two sides before a lawsuit is filed by the federal agency. Chief legal analyst Khalif Rhodes joins us now. And Khalif, this would be the first lawsuit that has to do with the FTC's hidden fees agreement.
Greystar is in the crosshairs for a lot of the alphabet soup agencies. Just the DOJ is already bringing a claim, multi-state claim against them. Attorneys generals have already jumped onto that. So now you have this proposed lawsuit against them with this. Yes, it would be one of the first of its kind. But we're talking about hidden fees. If you're not clear on the front what you're about to charge someone, or at least explaining to them what these charges will connect to, the FTC is saying this is fair and deceptive trade practices, that you're engaging in something that you should not, and you have to give a clear disclosure. Greystar comes back and says they're doing the Spider-Man meme, and they're saying, look, it's not us, it's you, that you guys don't have clear regulations, you don't have clear guidance, you haven't given us actually the roadmap on how we should define these, and because you haven't done that, it's not our fault, it's your fault.
Yeah, shift the blame on this one, but what could a ruling look like, or a settlement look like, when you're talking about this kind of money, and you're talking about a couple different federal agencies with a lot of apartment complexes across the country?
I mean, these folks are the largest in the country, right? And so it has a major effect on tenants, first of all, because now if I would anticipate if there is some type of settlement, and normally when the Department of Justice is coming against you, there'll be a settlement. When the FTC is coming against you, there'll be a settlement. I've said this a number of times in the past, the federal government, when they bring a claim, both criminally or civilly, you're talking about a 90+% conviction rate and win rate. And so they have the facts behind them most of the time in this. The only problem is the time is not on their side. The new administration is coming in effect very, very soon. The new FTC chair will not be someone that will push this like the current administration will. But I would say if they had time to allow us to finish, a settlement will be on the horizon. But if it ultimately gets there, the tenants will be the ones that win, because now you'll have clear guidance on what you can get charged on and what you can't. Also, you'll have some type of program in place to ensure that if this happens again, that you won't be trampled on. Because what you can see, if you're going up against a David versus Goliath, if you're just a one person that's renting and you feel like, hey, I noticed this spotty type of transactions that keeps popping up on my bill and no one's doing anything about it, would take someone like a juggernaut like the federal government to come and take down a company like this. And so at the end of the day, even if it doesn't end in a monetary award, it helps to ensure that tenants don't feel like they're all alone going forward.
But would a resident get any kind of money compensation going forward?
I think that would be hard to see. I mean, I think this would be a moving forward type of settlement, in terms, instead of a looking backwards type of settlement, because then you'd have to be able to point to the hidden fees, which I think they can allege. But then when would you cut off the time frame? Who would qualify? I think it opens up a Pandora's box that the government doesn't want to open up. What is easier in these type of settlements is, okay, we understand that you did this in the past. Now moving forward, we don't want you to do it, and this is how we want you to operate. I would say that's something that in this case I think would be the easier outcome, but we shall see.
And also a good reminder for everyone to always read the fine print of the contracts and look for those type of fees out there. All right, Khalif, thanks.